Alien generals said humans are cowards. Humanity sent just 2 men, American Boogeyman and Baba Yaga. The sky burned crimson as the alien armada loomed over Earth, their ships casting shadows that swallowed cities whole. General Zykar, commander of the Krillaxian fleet, stood on the deck of his flagship, his 4 eyes gleaming with contempt. His voice boomed across every screen on the planet, hijacked by their advanced tech. "Humans," he sneered, his mandibles clicking. "You are cowards, spineless, weak. Surrender now, or we will grind your world to dust." The ultimatum was clear: kneel or die. Humanity's leaders scrambled, their war rooms buzzing with panic. Nuclear arsenals were useless against Krillaxian shields. Diplomacy fell flat. The aliens didn't negotiate with lesser species. But then, a quiet decision was made, not by presidents or generals, but by a shadow council of operatives who knew the stakes. They didn't need an army. They needed monsters. 2 men, the American Boogeyman and Baba Yaga. John Wick, known to the underworld as Baba Yaga, sat in a dimly lit safe house in New York, cleaning his Glock with surgical precision. His suit was immaculate, his eyes cold as Siberian frost. Across from him, Tyler Rake, the American Boogeyman, sharpened a combat knife, his scarred hand steady. Both men had reputations that made hardened criminals whisper in fear. John, the assassin who toppled empires over a dog. Tyler, the mercenary who walked through hell and came out grinning. They were humanity's answer to Zykar's taunt. Not an army, but 2 men who didn't know how to lose. The Shadow Council's plan was simple: infiltrate the Krillaxian flagship, kill Zykar, and break their chain of command. The aliens relied on rigid hierarchy. Cut off the head, and the body would crumble. The Council's operative, a woman named Cypher, briefed them via a secure line. The Krillaxians have a teleporter hub on their ship. Get to it, and you can beam directly to Zykar's command deck. But you'll be outnumbered 1,000 to 1. John glanced at Tyler. "Good odds," he said, his voice a low growl. Tyler smirked, twirling his knife. "I've had worse." The infiltration began at dusk. A stolen Krillaxian scout ship, reverse engineered by DARPA, carried them into low orbit. Tyler piloted, weaving through anti-aircraft fire with the ease of a man who dodged RPGs in Fallujah. John sat in the co-pilot's seat, loading magazines with armor-piercing rounds coated in a nanotoxin DARPA had cooked up lethal to Krillaxian physiology. The ship shuddered as it breached the flagship's outer defenses, cloaking tech barely holding against alien sensors. They crash-landed in a maintenance bay, the scout ship reduced to a smoking wreck. Krillaxian drones swarmed, their laser rifles humming. John moved first, a blur of black suit and gunfire. Each shot was a headshot, dropping drones before they could react. Tyler followed, a human battering ram, wielding a modified M4 carbine in one hand and his knife in the other. He carved through a drone's exoskeleton, green ichor spraying, and tossed a grenade that vaporized a dozen more. "Move," John said, already sprinting toward the teleporter hub. Tyler kept pace, covering their 6. The corridors were a maze of pulsating organic metal, the walls alive with Krillaxian biotech. Alarms blared, a screeching wail that grated on the nerves. They didn't care. Fear was for other men. The hub was guarded by elite Krillaxian shock troops, 7-foot monstrosities with claws that could rend steel. John and Tyler didn't hesitate. John slid under a claw swipe, jamming his Glock into a soldier's throat and firing twice. The nanotoxin worked fast, melting the alien from the inside. Tyler tackled another, driving his knife through its eye and twisting. The fight was brutal, efficient, over in seconds. Bodies littered the floor, and the teleporter hummed to life. "Ready?" Tyler asked, wiping blood from his face. John nodded, stepping onto the platform. "Let's end this." The teleporter flashed, and they materialized on the command deck. Zykar stood at the center, surrounded by his lieutenants, a towering figure in obsidian armor. His 4 eyes widened, not in fear, but in disbelief. "2 humans," he hissed. "This is your response?" John tilted his head, his expression unreadable. "Yeah." Tyler cracked his knuckles. You called us cowards. Big mistake. The lieutenants charged, a blur of claws and energy blades. John and Tyler moved as one, a symphony of violence. John's pistols barked, each shot finding a weak point in alien armor. Tyler wielded a stolen Krillaxian blade, its edge vibrating with plasma, slicing through exoskeletons like butter. Zykar watched, his mandibles twitching, as his elite guard fell one by one. You think this matters? Zykar roared, raising a clawed hand. The deck pulsed, and a force field trapped John and Tyler in a shimmering cage. You are insects. I will crush you myself. John tested the field, his fists sparking against it. Tyler, he said calmly, Plan B. Tyler grinned, pulling a small device from his vest. A DARPA prototype, a disruptor designed to overload Krillaxian tech. He slammed it against the floor, and the force field flickered out. Zykar snarled, lunging with speed that belied his size. His claws grazed John's shoulder, tearing through his suit. Blood dripped, but John didn't flinch. He rolled, firing a burst into Zykar's leg joint, forcing the general to stumble. Tyler seized a moment, leaping onto Zykar's back and driving his knife into a gap in the armor. The general roared, thrashing, but Tyler held on, twisting the blade deeper. John circled, emptying his magazine into Zykar's chest. The nanotoxin spread, black veins crawling across the alien's flesh. Zykar fell to his knees, gasping. You cannot win. My fleet. Your fleet's nothing without you, John said, reloading. He pressed a Glock to Zykar's forehead. This is for calling us cowards. The shot echoed. Zykar collapsed dead. The command deck fell silent. The remaining Krillaxians frozen in shock. Without their general, their hierarchy crumbled. Orders faltered. Ships began to retreat, confused and leaderless. John and Tyler fought their way back to the teleporter, leaving a trail of bodies. The flagship was in chaos, systems failing as the Krillaxians scrambled to regroup. They teleported to Maintenance Bay, where a second scout ship awaited, prepped by Cypher's team. Tyler took the controls, and they blasted out of the hangar, dodging debris as the armada began to fracture. Back on Earth, the crimson sky cleared. The Krillaxian fleet, directionless, scattered into deep space. Humanity watched in awe, their screens now showing a different message. 2 men, bloody but unbowed, stepping off a ship in a Nevada desert. No speeches, no parades. John lit a cigarette, his suit torn but his eyes steady. Tyler leaned against the ship, cleaning his knife. Cypher met them, her face a mix of relief and disbelief. You did it. You actually did it. John exhaled smoke. They underestimated us. Tyler chuckled. They always do. The Shadow Council spread the story, not through press conferences but through whispers. The American Boogeyman and Baba Yaga, 2 men who turned an alien invasion into a rout. The world didn't need to know the details, just that humanity wasn't as weak as Zykar thought. In the weeks that followed, the Krillaxians didn't return. Their empire, built on rigid control, couldn't recover from the loss of Zykar. Earth rebuilt, its people tougher, prouder. John returned to his safe house, his dog waiting at the door. Tyler disappeared into the outback, a ghost again. But the underworld never forgot. Neither did the stars. The message was clear. Call humanity cowards, and they'll send their monsters. And monsters don't lose.